In spite of the fact that Latvia is a small country, a lot of well-known celebrities and scientists were born here. So now we are going to tell about the three outstanding Latvian persons.
The first one we are going to tell you about Markus Rotkovič, or as he is known, Mark Rotka. He was born in the 25th of September in 93 in Daugavpils and died in the 25th of February in New York. He was an American artist, representative of abstract expressionism and one of outstanding creators. His family was not very rich, but his parents were still trying to give their children everything they could. By the way, he was the one of the 4 children in his family. His father, Yanis Rotkovič, was a pharmacist, and some years later he opened a pharmacy. His mother, Hloya Rotkovič, was a housewife and spent all her time with the children. His father was afraid that his children are going to be conscripted, so he decided in 1910 to leave the country. He decided to go into the USA as many Jews did. Mark's 2 brothers left the USA where they were making clothes, while he, his mother and older sister stayed in Russia. On 5th of August in 1913, steamboat Kielcai, what means king, left Libavi, which now is Liepāja, and arrived at New York on 17th of August. Markus, his mother and his sister were on this steamboat. Therefore, he and his family lived there for a while. 7 months later, his father died, so all the children had to start working to earn living. His sister Sonia helped Weinstein's family with their family business. So when they learned English, they started to work as pharmacist. Markus helped his brothers working as courier in shop assistant. In September 1913, he earned secondary school, firstly in 3rd form, but soon he was transferred into the 5th form. At the age of 17, he finished Lincoln High School with honors. Markus started actively participating in local Jewish community life, especially in political discussions. In 1923, Markus left university thinking that this is boring or because he was run of the money, and only when he was 46 he returned there to get a diploma. Markus moved to New York in 1923. He started taking lessons from George Bridgman in New York Artists League. Some time later, he entered New Design School. In 1928, Rotko with Young Artists Group published his work in Opportunity Gallery. Some canvases made good impression to critics and his colleagues. But in spite of his small success, he could not spend all his time to the art. He had to work to earn living. Actually, Markus' family was against his ambitions to be an artist. In time of Great Depression, his family had big troubles with money and were shocked that Markus was indifferent to those problems. They thought that he should work with bigger profit. In spring 1968, Rotko found out that he was ill, but he ignored doctor's recommendations and continued drinking, smoking, and refused to diet he should follow. But he quit making big paintings and started work on small ones. On 25th of February in 1970, Rotko's assistant Oliver Steiner found him unconsciously lying on the floor with opened veins. When he found Markus, he was already dead. An autopsy revealed that before suicide he took a huge dose of antidepressant.
He was born in 1877, 4th of September. His father, Indrikis Ulmanis, and mother were prosperous peasants. By the way, he was the first child in his family. He had 3 brothers and 1 sister, who died in 3 months after her birth. He studied in many different schools and colleges in Latvia and Germany for 19 years, from 1886 till 1905, and got agronomist diploma. During the revolution of 1905, for his social activities, he was imprisoned in the Pskov prison from December 1905 until May 1906. After his release, he left for Germany, where he worked as a teacher at the Annaberg Agricultural School until 1907, after which he left for the USA, where he taught at the University of Nebraska at the Department of Industrial Agriculture for a year. In 1913, as a consequence of his amnesty, he returned to Latvia, where he worked as an agronomist in the agriculture community in Valmiera and editor in the journal Earth. During First World War, Karls Ulmanis worked in the Committee for the Supply of Refugees, and after the February Revolution of 1917, he was the initiator of the formation and head of the Union of Latvian Peasants. Then, in 1918, when German troops entered Vidzeme, Ulmanis became a member of the Committee to Help Latvians. On November 17, 1918, Karls Ulmanis, as a representative of the Union of Latvian Peasants, took part in the creation of the People's Council and was elected to the head of the interim Latvian government. And at the beginning of the War for the Freedom, he fled to Liepaja with the interim government. As a result of the April Cup, the interim Latvian government was transferred to the Saratov ship, from where the counterattack was launched. After the capture of Riga in 1919 of May 22nd and the signing of the Stratmonis peace treaty, the interim Latvian government returned to Riga and strengthened its power as a result of the reconquest of Latgale.
In 1934, Ulmanis began the President's Minister, together with the Minister of War, Jānis Baudis, carried out a CAP dictate, introduced material law, and limited the freedom of citizens and the press. Latvia ended its existence as a parliamentary republic. After the CAP, all power was in the hands of Karls Ulmanis, and in the period from 1936 on April 11th to 1940 on July 21st, he served as a president of Latvia.
In 1939, in the fall, the Latvian political elites began to cooperate with Moscow and was forced to sign the Baltic Agreement with the Soviet Union, which in the future would help deprive Latvia of its independence. In 1940, on July 22nd, Karls Ulmanis was detained and deported to Voroshut, now it is Stavropol. After the Nazi invasion of the USSR, he was imprisoned, and on July 17, 1941, he was charged with anti-Soviet actions. On August 1st in 1942, due to German approaching, he wanted to be transported to the Krasnoyarsk prison in Siberia, but after crossing the Caspian Sea, his health deteriorated and he died in a hospital in Krasnovodsk on September 20th, on 1942, buried in an unknown cemetery.
The Brainstorm story originated in that distant time when the young members of the group went to the same school. They were friends and worked together to execution of the one big dream. These guys have become part of the unique generation born in Latvia, which was the part of the giant Soviet Union. Reinars Kaupers says, "We have the unique combination of happiness and sadness. It's hard to explain, but that's we can most of the creativity brainstorm."
The band was officially founded in 1893, and the first work was the song Vairāk nekā skaļi, written in 1998. The same year was released the first album under the same name, which includes 12 songs. After Brainstorm conquers the heart of the music lovers in native Latvia, the group began to conquer the audience outside of their homeland. We were a group of 5 participants, but in 2004 bassist Gunārs Malševičs was defeated in the fight against cancer. After his death, the bassist Ingars Juliša replaced him. He helped the group for more than 15 years, but he is not considered a member of the group. The musician emphasized the importance of the 5 elements that were a part of the original group. At the moment, the group is as follows: Reinars Kaupers, Jānis Jubalts, Maris Michelsons, Kaspars Horns. The first international album Among the Song, which includes the famous song My Star, who won the Eurovision Song Contest 3rd place, came out in 2000 and satisfied the expectation of musicians. The album was warmly received in Europe. The band toured with a solo sold-out concerts and played at various festivals. And My Star for 16 weeks did not disappear from the Belgian national charts. Since gaining popular among the sons came into the hands of Michael Strippel from Rem, who gave a very high scores to Brainstorm. The group drew the attention of legendary Bob Dylan, who saw them on a Swedish TV. In 2012, the band decided to pay tribute to his country and change its name to Prata Vetra. During the existence of the group, they have managed to produce 22 albums, where each second album is.
In 2015, the group was a huge success in Latvia and in the Baltic states. It was decided to give people the opportunity to learn more about them, and the group introduced the world to his documentary film, Between the Banks.